So in this lecture, we're going to be talking about candlesticks, charts, and Tradingview. So you've probably looked at a bunch of charts, but if you haven't, we got to go over it. So Tradingview is going to be the charting software that we're going to be using. It's the best one out there without doubt, right? It's the best one for stocks, for currencies, for anything. So tradingview.com is the website. You go on there. I have the pro version, but you can actually just use the free version, and I think you won't need to update. Like, you only need the pro if you want to add a lot of things that you're most definitely not going to use. Only if you want to do something that tells you need the pro, then upgrade, but otherwise use the free one. A bunch of nice things on there. You can follow people and see their performances and what they're doing, see their trades. There's you can look at markets for stocks and everything else, and then you can have your cryptocurrencies, and you have screeners, so crypto screeners. So if you want to find some cryptos based on performance, things that did the best this year or did the worst, you had things that lost 98% of their value. Things that lost 98% of their value, and things that went up 100%, right? And that's this year, which is not the best year for crypto. Last year, you had things that went up crazy. So, you have all of these things, but what we actually use is the charts. That's what we're going to be using. So you go on charts. Us, we have a few accounts here, but for mine, it loads your layout. And basically, you have your charts. So how TradingView works is basically you put in the name of the symbol you want. So let's say I want to look at the price of Ethereum. So ETH, I want to look on Ethereum based on USDT. So USDT. And then it tells me, okay, well, I have Ethereum USDT on Binance, Poloniex, or Bittrex. So it will get the prices of that chart and get the chart on that specific exchange. So if I want to look at the prices on Binance, here we go. I have it here, right? And I can see that the current price right now is $285. That's for Ethereum USDT. If I go on the exchange, that's the price I would see. Now, you can see different. I could see Ethereum USDT on, I don't know, Bittrex, and on Bittrex, it's about $1 above. So sometimes the prices on two exchanges will be slightly different because the supply and demand is slightly different, but it won't be very different, because if it's sufficiently different, there's going to be arbitrageurs who are going to buy it on one exchange, transfer it to the other, and sell it there until the prices match each other. So usually the prices will be the same on different exchanges. But that being said, you can use this to look at the prices. Now, what type of charts are you be looking at? There's a few types. If you click here, you have the line charts. The line charts are basically charts that plot for each period one dot and connect to the dots. So I know that this was the price on that day, this was the price on the other day, and the rest. Now, there's a bunch of other ones here, but they're all actually useless. The only ones that you want to be using is going to be actually the candlesticks. Even the line charts, we might use it 5% of the time. 95% of the time, we're using candlestick charts. And again, I've been trading and investing for the past 10 years now. And, these things, a lot of these things that you see here, indicators, there's thousands of them. They're all useless. There's so many of these things that are useless. And it's just information overload that is unneeded. When you're trying to predict something, you have to keep the variables that you're using at a minimal. There's a lot of tests, okay? There's a lot of tests that they've done to see what is the appropriate number of variables to predict something. And even in math, right? The optimal amount of variable should not exceed 5 or 6, right? So if you're trying to predict the future, and I can give you this example where, let's say I want to try to predict if it's raining outside based on what my girlfriend is wearing. I can predict that, right? If she's wearing a raincoat, it's probably raining. But then what if I try to predict if it's raining outside, based on what my girlfriend is eating? Can I predict that? Well, what about if I try to predict if it's raining, or if I try to predict the weather by what she's watching on TV or her mood? That might be helpful. Now, there's all these things, but imagine I start adding so many variables, right? And then my function becomes so big. What actually happens is I start losing predictive value, right? So my function where I have y equals ax plus b, well, that's one variable, but what if I have ax plus by plus cz plus, and I have so many variables, I'm actually going to predict less well. So when you're investing and when you're trading, don't try to say, I'm going to learn all of these, so I use all of them. You're going to start predicting less better. Use what makes the most sense, okay, for what you're doing. So this situation, we only look at that. Forget all the rest. It doesn't even exist. So what are candlesticks charts? Very easy. They're basically candles, okay? And a candle is basically has a body and has two wicks. So this is the open, and this is the... So when the price opens here, price goes up, goes down, and then closes at a higher price than it opened. That means the price went up for the day, okay, or for that period. If it's a red candle, that means the coin opened at a specific price, went down, up, and closed here. So if it's a red candle, that means the price of the coin finished at a lower price than it opened at. And if it's green, it means it finished at a higher price than it opened at. This is the highest price that it reached for the period and the lowest price that it reached for the period. So it gives us more information than a line chart. And we can check that on one of these charts. I can go here and I can put BTC USDT, and let's go back on Binance. And I can say, okay, well, this day, I'm going to look at this day. Okay. This day on the 24th of July, 2018. And if you look here here, you can see the open, high, low, close for that candle. So if I put my mouse on here, you see that the price opened at $7,721.65. That's the open. The lowest it went to was $7,696. So very, very close to the open price. But then it went up, and I can see that the high for that day is 8,400, and you can see that here, right? When I put the mouse, $8,486 was the highest price it reached, and it closed the day at 8,397 and 24 cents. So the day starts at midnight UTC and finishes at midnight UTC, right? So that's when it finishes. So when the day finishes, we get the price at the end of the day, and that's the close price. And then the first trade after that is the opening price. And then, we have the high, the low, and the close would be at midnight. And then when you're looking at this type of chart compared to a line chart, you have way more information. I can see way more here than here. I can see that, okay, it did spike up. I can see that, on some days, look at this day, price started here, fell all the way from 16,000 to 11,000, and then came all the way back up to 13,000. And that might tell you something, which we'll look at later, but it gives you more info, right? So these are candlesticks. Charts, you can have them on any time frame. So this was a daily chart, meaning each candle represents one day. I can change this to anything. I can say I want a 1 hour chart. And then I have a chart that looks at hours. So this candle here was August 27th, or actually let's just look at the past candle. This candle was yesterday, the 29th at 11. Now this candlestick was at 10 p.m. This candlestick was at 9 p.m. This candlestick was at 8 p.m. This candlestick was at 7 p.m. So each hour represents a candle. I can do it different. I can say I want 5-minute candles. So now I have a candle that's, midnight and 40, midnight and 45, midnight 50, right? So you have each 5 minutes would be a candle. So again, it depends what time frame you're trading. If you're short-term trading, I have my traders who look at 5 minutes and 15 minutes, but if you're doing if you're doing swing or longer term, you look at the daily chart, so 1 day. And again, if you want to just change the time, you can just type it in. I could put 5, enter, and it changes for 5-minute charts. If you want to look at daily, you can put 1D, enter, and you have your daily chart. You just have to change it here, and you have your daily chart, right? Another really nice thing about Tradingview is you can create a watch list here. So I could create new watch list and call it Mo Coins, let's say, and then put a list of coins that I look at. So let's say Bitcoin, USDT, have it here, enter. Maybe I can put Ethereum, BTC, and I want Binance. Again, you have all the list of exchanges. You want to select the exchange where you trade at. Put it here. Which ones did we buy? I think we bought ADA BTC. What else did we buy? Can't remember the ones we buy. But let's put Neo here, and let's put EOS, and enter. And then you have your list here, and that's your watch list. So you can log in and just check your currencies real quick and see where they're at, what's going on with their prices. You know, if you're looking at 1 hour, one each, you could just, you know, click on each of them, see where this one is doing, what this one is doing. Okay, so this one is going up, EOS way more than the others, right? So from 2 days ago to today, it went from 0.007 Bitcoins to 0.008. So that's about a 15% change compared to the price of Bitcoin. So if you had some Bitcoins and you actually converted them to EOS, you could convert them back to Bitcoins and gain 15% more Bitcoins. But, you know, you can have them here, just go over them. Very helpful platform. And yeah, so I think that should be it, just to show you Tradingview and explain what the candles are. I hope that explains it. In the next lectures, we're going to be looking more at other technical indicators like trend lines, support, resistance, and all of that stuff.